As I told you, alternative pathway is the first to be instigated as a result of some attack by some kind of pathogen, okay, or as a result of some infections. So normally what happens that, as I told you, the complements are synthesized in the liver and they are not in active form, they are in inactive form, which are called zymogen. And they are activated once there is attack by some kind of pathogen. So from the liver, when C3 is synthesized in the liver, then it is poured into the blood, or it is transported into the blood. And inside the blood, the thioester linkage that I showed you in the previous slide, which is hidden in the hydrophobic interior of this particular complement. This is hidden here, it's not exposed yet. It is slowly exposed. So structural or conformational changes take place in this complement or C3 once it arrives into the blood from the liver, okay? Because the environment of the blood also mostly is aqueous. There is a lot of water in the blood. And that's why that blood would influence some kind of conformational change in this complement, which is C3, okay, in the plasma now. So in the plasma, what would happen? That the water molecule would try to take advantage of this conformational change and make association with the thioester bond that is slightly exposed in this complement. So hydroxyl and hydrogen ions are going to attach with that sulfated bond that I showed you in the previous slide, and it is going to make this kind of structure or association. We now call this C3 is IC3. You can either read that or look at this diagram. These are the same thing, but I have just written that down for your convenience. So in aqueous environment of the blood, the thioester bond or TEB becomes active, as I told you there, and makes covalent bond with water to make IC3. IC3 is actually C3 bound with water molecule H2O, C3H2O, as you see there. Then IC3 binds to an inactive complement, which is factor B. We call it factor B. So when the thioester linkage is activated, and there is a nucleophilic attack by water molecule which attaches with it, with the thioester linkage, then this also attracts a factor, a complement factor, which is known as B, the yellow one. And this factor B, when attaches with IC3, then becomes the target for another complement D. When complement D would see this kind of association, that IC3 is bound to factor B, the complement D is going to act upon this assembly. And when the complement D, it recognizes factor B on the surface of IC3, is going to come here, attach here, and cut it into pieces. And it is going to make two pieces out of it. The big piece is BB and the smaller piece is BA. Okay? Now it is IC3BB, the smaller, this is IC3 and this is BB. So this structure is actually what? IC3BB. Okay? So if you look there, up there, when IC3 binds to inactive complement of factor B, cleavage by factor D, BA is a protease, the smaller part that is released. And BB remains attached to IC3, thus making this protease IC3B-BB. This is a protease. We call this protease a soluble C3 convertase, in the blue there. So this convertase is a C3 convertase. It means it can convert or cleave C3. But this is a soluble C3 convertase. We need a stable C3 convertase. Okay. So what does it do? It cleaves C3 into two parts, A and B. This is C3. When it comes in contact with this C3 convertase or IC3BB, it is going to cut this C3 into two pieces, the smaller one and the bigger one. Okay? The smaller one is an anaphylotoxin or chemoattractant, and the bigger one is going to attach with the surface of the pathogen. Okay? So the large number of C3b are produced in this way when this IC3b is going to cleave C3 or the complements which are present there, in the tissues. They would be converted, or they would be cleaved into smaller and bigger parts, A and B parts, and many B parts or C3b's would be, synthesized there, which many of them would also attach to the surface of the pathogens. So large number of C3b are produced, and the thiol ester bond are exposed, which attach to amino or water molecules on the surface of the pathogens. Okay, as I showed you in the previous slide that how C3b attaches with the pathogens. And C3 binds and helps cleave factor B. This C3b, which is bound to the surface of the pathogen now, again it binds with factor BB. Okay, with factor B, BB binds to C3b to make C3b and BB. Okay. And this part BB, which is the bigger part of factor B, when it binds with C3b or this complement, this is the stable alternative pathway C3 convertase. That one was the soluble C3 convertase. It helped with splitting up some C3 molecules, but then this one is fixed here. C3b, which was fixed to the surface of the pathogen, now is attached with factor B or BB, a bigger part of factor B. Okay? Because C3b all have covalent linkages on the surface of the pathogen. They are stably attached to the surface of the pathogen.